It was the first time that Woods had ever rallied from a 3-round deficit to come back and claim the title in the fourth and final round. It was just incredible television. I cried. I cried when Woods embraced his family and his kids there after the 18th and tweeted it out. Booger McFarland had great stories about playing Augusta National, and he is a Tiger Woods fan, and it's always cool to hear pro athletes talk about other pro athletes. So Booger, who has a very busy morning, is kind enough for just a couple of minutes here with us on Off the Bench. Boog, what did we witness yesterday?
History. I think it's really simple. For Tiger Woods to break barriers back in '97, to go through the personal struggles that he went through, the physical struggles that he endured, and then 11 years after he captured what we thought may be his final major in 2008 at Torrey Pines, to do it in the fashion that he never done before, coming from behind. I think it's just history. And it just goes to show you, man, what he did in 1997 broke barriers. What he did yesterday, to me, reminded America of just how great of an athlete that he was and still is, because the entire country, young, old, male, female, black, white, was tweeting, was watching. I mean, there was a picture of people in an airport missing flights, standing around a TV just to watch him finish the last 3 holes. And I just think that speaks to the power of what sports can do. And I think, you guys do a hell of a job on sports radio talking every day, and people say, T-Bob, you have all the hot takes and whatever, but we're reminded of just how much sports mean in America, especially in 2019 with everything that's going on.
What was the most impressive part about what we witnessed?
Just how mentally tough and how mentally consistent he is. Sports to me is the greatest teacher of life. Sometimes we are in such a hurry to do things, in such a hurry to get on top. Tiger didn't start off great yesterday. I mean, he bogeyed 5, he bogeyed 4, bogeyed 5. And everybody's saying, man, it's not going to happen. But the mental toughness and the consistency to have this, I think, is his greatest strength. Yeah, he may be the greatest iron player of all time. He's at worst the second greatest golfer ever. But I think the one thing that no one can argue, the mental toughness of this man. The guy had the yips. The guy was chipping with a 4-iron. He was doing what you would do, Jordy. He was playing it from the fairway. And he has to do all this on national television in front of people. For him to do that and bounce back, and now to be at a point, and to me, this is the greatest part of it. He's beating kids that he brought to the game. And when you look at the people that were on that leaderboard yesterday, Xander Schauffele, Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Tiger Woods is 43.
Yeah.
These dudes are 25, 26, 27. He brought them to the game of golf, and it was almost as if Daddy had to remind you, hey, son, guess what? Hey, I showed you how to play this game, but I haven't taught you all the tricks in the bag. And there was no more prevalent point than on 12, when everybody's like, all these young guys are like going for the gusto. Molinari is going at the flag. Koepka is going at the flag. Tony Finau is going at the flag on 12, and they all go in the water. Tiger hits it 30 feet left of the flag, and it just goes to show you what wisdom and age and mental toughness will do. To me, that was the greatest part of it.
Yeah, and Boog, you're absolutely like the guys that he had to fight through, right? This was not a Masters in which everybody was struggling and he just kind of rose out of the struggle. No, this was a race to the finish, and Tiger found a way to get done. You were very emotional on Twitter, at least, talking about crying. Like, how'd you take it in afterwards? Did you immediately sit down and watch the replay? Like, what was going on with you emotionally?
Well, I watched some of the replay. I wanted to turn – normally what I do after Tiger gets done playing golf is I immediately go to the Golf Channel because I want to hear his biggest critic, which is Brando Chamblee. Chamblee's always been his biggest critic. So I turn to the Golf Channel. I want to see the reaction. I'm trying to get things out of my eyes because my eyes are watering for no reason. Like I don't know why. But it's just history, man, because like I told you guys last week, man, I've stood on those grounds, man. I understand what it meant in '97, I understand what it means in 2009. And I think when you look at where we are in society, where we are in sports, Tiger Woods is not the singular reason, but he has a lot to do with it. And, just to see what happened. And more importantly, I think this is where we all can relate to it. Like, we're at a point in America where we like a comeback story, man.
Yeah.
We like giving a guy a second opportunity. And it's really cool to see a guy who was so arrogant. And I mean that in the greatest way, because you name me somebody that's great, and I'll show you somebody that's arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger Woods was supremely confident. He was arrogant, but now he's a little softer. He's talking about, hey, he can't wait to get the show and tell with the green jacket. He's giving you a glimpse inside what makes him the greatest golfer possibly ever. And to me, that's something that I think we all can relate to.
All right, I know you got a call coming up here in a couple of minutes. There, Bethpage Black and Pebble Beach for the other two majors here on American soil this year. Is 18 in play, in your opinion? 18 majors.
Not only is 18 in play, I think Tiger Woods gets one more this year. There's three. There's three left. You got Royal Portrush, you got Bethpage, and you got Pebble. I think he gets one of those three. And at that point, we go into the fall saying, what if? Because there was a point where the old guard, and I'll just put that in quotation, the old guard was holding on to the one thing that the old guard could hold on to. Yep. And that was simply this, 18. Well, guess what? And for everyone that's out there that's a part of the old guard, he's one closer. He's at 15. He's already eclipsed Jack in wins. He's got 81. Jack has 73. It's the one number I think that still drives him. I think it's the one number for a guy that's probably worth over $1 billion. It just goes to show you money is not everything. Because his dad taught him at 2 or 3 years old he wants to be the greatest golfer alive. And you wonder why at 43, a guy with $1 billion, as successful as he is, why does he still do it? Why does he still grind? I think he grinds because of one number, and that number is 18. And oh, by the way, as I go here, I thought it was kind of apropos yesterday, and I know you guys been discussing this a lot this morning. And T-Bob, this is strictly for you. Mm-hmm. Between Tiger winning, and everyone going crazy,
say it,
and Game of Thrones,
yes, sir,
at 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, we get the Will Wade reinstatement.
It was a great day.
It was pretty apropos.
It was a great day. Okay, real quick on Game of Thrones. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Don't get into spoilers. What do you think?
Thumbs up. 100% thumbs up.
I agree.
This is going to be a great season.
I agree.
So many twists and so many plots. And if you're not a Game of Thrones fan, shame on you. That's all I'll say.
Thank you.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Will Wade back.
Thumbs up, man.
Yes, indeed.
Mean,
boot up.
Here's what I've always said. And I said it to you guys, Joe Oliva, more importantly, Joe Oliva's bosses, which were the board. The board made a decision I think that they had to make. And I think after they've reviewed and talked and lawyers have got involved, I think they feel comfortable making the decision that they made. The one thing I told you guys, and it doesn't matter who it is, there is no one man that's bigger than a university. Not Will Wade, LSU, not Peyton Manning, Tennessee, not Archie Manning, Ole Miss. The institution is always bigger, and I think that's tough for fans to understand sometimes, that people in positions, you always have to protect the institution because the institution has been around for, over 100 years. And regardless of the man that's there, whether it's a player, whether it's a coach, I understand it. Sometimes it sucks, especially when you're in the middle of what could possibly be a Final Four run, but that's just kind of how it goes. But glad Will Wade's back. Hopefully he can go recruit now because it sounds like the cupboard is bare again. And, let's just be honest, everybody's went to the NBA. So he's got his work cut out for him. So let's see what the Tigers can do next year.
Enjoy the offseason. We'll talk to you when football rolls around.